The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. I don't know why, but you are.
This is Honky Tonk Man, greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Yes, that's my favorite. Shake, rattle, and roll.
What's going on, wrestling nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We are concluding our March Madness of entrant themes today with a Final Four in the championship matchup. Who's it going to be? I honestly don't know with how it looks. We're going to talk just a little bit of present day stuff. We'll send that over to the Wrestling Guru after introductions. But joining me, as always, are the two numbskulls beneath me on screen. Not trying to make that sound like really bad. Right there is Ryan Fry, and that way is Mr. TJ Barnier. Guys, how are you doing?
Good.
I'm good. If you can look, this is the cycle of how a beard grows. You start with TJ, then you get Mike with the little scruff, then you get AJ with a good beard, and then me with a bigger beard. Although me and AJ are about even, so.
Well, this is fresh
But I got more hair on my head, so I'm the final stage.
This is fresh about 27 minutes ago.
That's what took you so long? You wanted to be clean shaved for the podcast?
No, I've never had just the mustache.
Well,
like I've always had the full.
There's a reason.
Mike,
Listen,
how are you, pal? Before this gets off the rails,
just have like the Fu Manchu thing going on.
I was gonna say before we go off the rails, I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Good. I woke up to some exciting news in the sports world, so I got to go back and watch all that because, Fry works a weird schedule. So, yeah.
In the same amount of games.
He beat it in the same amount of games. He tied it in a game earlier.
That's what I'm saying. In the same amount of games, he's one goal more.
All right.
Now, still needs about 1,000 assists, but
Let's get to present day. What's going on in the wrestling world, and for that, to Ryan Fry it goes.
All right. Well, we last left you wondering what was going to happen on Raw last week, in London, England, with the Cena and Cody stare down part 3. I think it was the best part of the 3-part stare down we've had so far.
I think this is their go home for that.
Cody making the comments that John's promo had more dick in it than his jorts was very nice. They finally got personal, and they're finally getting to a point, but still there's still that missing aspect that TJ brings up a lot. Where's the Rock fall in all of this? That's still the piece that's missing. Now, will we get it before Mania or at Mania? I don't know. I've heard that the rumors are that Rock's not going to be at Mania, but Travis Scott's going to be there for the Rock, and that just doesn't work for me.
It does not do anything for me.
But we shall see.
I don't care anymore.
Is he going to be smoking a J in the crowd again?
Also on Raw, we had our first loss. Penta lost to Finn
Not
and
in a
Dom.
singles match. Not in a singles match.
It is a tag match, but he does get the score the pinfall. And then we have a little bit of oh, how did Pat put it? A little Okoyono being played in the back where Finn says, I'm going to go to Pierce and get an Intercontinental title match. And then he leaves, and Liv steps up to Dom and says, notice how he said me, and me, and you didn't get any credit at all. And, like, don't you worry about it. As soon as he's done with Pierce, I'm going in to get you a match. So it sounds to me like we're getting a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania for the IC title.
Sweet.
I could see this being a way to get that belt off of Braun because I already think Braun's ready for the next step up. And I
Considering
agree
one above him is underwhelming as shit.
and I agree with Campigio that I would like to see Dom walk out with the IC title at WrestleMania. I think that
Yes,
would
sir.
be pretty interesting.
Yes,
Do-
sir.
Just the dynamic of the Judgment Day will change because Dom will have power because he will have a championship in his hands and Finn won't.
Do
I
we think
Hot
there are
take?
too many
It'd be
multi-man
fun.
matches at this WrestleMania? Because I'm thinking it's a little too much.
Everybody, they're trying to get it's WrestleMania. They're trying to get
Mhm.
everybody on the card.
Yep.
Hot take: the Judgment Day isn't the same without Rhea Ripley in the story.
I think the Judgment Day is just a difference altogether. It's no longer.
It's not main event.
darkness, It's not darkness and all that kind of stuff without 2 of the 3 original members either.
It's just not a main event story anymore. It's kind of boring.
Well, it does. Well, yeah, you're right. It isn't a main event story. That's why they're all battling for the Intercontinental Championship because it's not a world title.
Whereas a year ago, they're both holding gold at the end of the 2 nights. Like,
That's kind of the reason for a faction is eventually somebody's going to sprout out of it, and the one that sprouts out is Rhea and Damien. So, what else happened on Raw? I'm trying to
Houghton
remember
gets
off the
kicked
fly.
out. I think one of my favorite lines of this whole Cena Cody Rhodes promo appeared.
What was that?
Well, part of it I'm not supposed to say, even though I kind of already did say one of the words. But you're still my hero, but you're also a piece of shit.
That was good.
Shit's fine. There's just 2 words I don't want you to say.
It's not the 5 things you can't say on television. It's the 2 things you can't say on a podcast.
Oh God,
Put it
King
on a
George.
shirt.
King
Put it on a
George
shirt.
Carlin.
So that was the end of the European tour from Raw for WWE in general.
Thank
I
God.
didn't hate it.
I thought it was good.
I thought it wasn't
I-
bad.
I enjoyed the afternoon delight of Raw and not having to wait till the next morning for me to actually watch it. So I enjoyed it.
Second,
they were-
third shifter, whatever the hell you are.
Exactly. I don't even know what the hell I am.
Graveyard.
So then we moved to NXT on Tuesday night. The show opened. Stephanie Valkyrie vacates the NXT Women's Championship or North American Women's Championship. But she gets to pick her opponent for the World Championship at Stand and Deliver. Was their only thing that she wanted out of it. So they announced that there was going to be a 6-woman ladder match for the North American title at Stand and Deliver. And one of the first qualifying matches was Zarya defeated Lash Legend, which you know I'm all about. So she qualifies for the North American title. I'm sorry. I'm going to say Ricky Starks, but I meant Ricky Stinks. Hold on a minute.
He is
Brother,
blurry.
Yeah,
so
can I-
you got blurry as.
Can I
Yeah,
just
there we
say it?
go.
Can I just say Cora Jade had this segment of the night right there when they were talking about that gauntlet match.
Oh yeah, and then when they're talking about the championship picture thing, Jordan Grace comes out, of course, because she thinks she deserves this shot, and then Jada Parker came out, and them 2 beat the hell out of each other. Jada Parker gets knocked out to the floor, and then security comes to break him up, and Jordan Grace takes a poor guy that weighs probably $125 and
Oof.
throws him
Yeet.
clears the top rope and goes another 6 to 8 feet over into the padded area onto this other security guard. It definitely showed that she's the juggernaut of the NXT division. It was a very nice little touch to it. I
And you
enjoyed
guys
it.
wonder why I wouldn't walk up and get her autograph standing next to a balcony. My ass would have probably gone over the balcony.
You would have went over the balcony, but I don't know if it would have went another 6 to 8 feet.
I'm trying to figure out what you would have done to have triggered you going over the balcony.
Can you sign this, please?
Sir, is that your underwear?
I know you haven't seen American Pie, but oh God.
And
Jim,
then,
no! Not again!
And then in the main event, Ricky Saints wins the NXT Men's North American title, beating Shawn Spears. Ethan Page attacks Ricky Saints after the match. Kind of sounds like they're headed towards a triple threat for the North American title at Stand and Deliver. And again, I'm all for it. Ricky Saints, Shawn Spears, all ego Ethan Page. I'm all for that. Also, Ethan Page is challenging for the TNA World Heavyweight title at their next pay-per-view. Also in a triple threat where it's Frankie Kazarian, Joe Hendry, and all ego Ethan Page. So he's gonna be a busy boy. I'm interested to see where this women's ladder match goes. I think you're gonna get Zarya and Sol Ruka both in the ladder match. So
Before we go to SmackDown, can we mention the one thing that has been compelling on AEW?
I guess you can give them 30 seconds. Go ahead.
It's Tony Storm. Have you seen the clips? Week after week, this whole I don't know. She said, I don't know who the chick was. She's like, "You're a big bitch, and I'm gonna rip your tits off." And I'm like, "Holy hell! I might actually want to watch this."
Jeez.
It's Megan Bain. She was really big in the Indies, GCW, and other ones.
Holding the title up. I'm gonna leave with this strap on. I'm like, oh my god.
Whoa, hello.
Yeah.
Well, you told him he had 2 words. You didn't say about any of those words, so we're still good.
Those were on cable television.
He's not wrong.
I'm not gonna get into a whole lot about it because I'm still learning more about it by myself. But if you want to go down a rabbit hole, there's major beef between Booker T and Swerve Strickland. They keep going back and forth with each other. Swerve evidently did a podcast for Vlad TV and said some derogatory comments about Booker and a few other things that's landed him in some hot water with the community. AEW's not going to care. They're still going to push him like they always have. Something along the lines of Swerve called Booker T out for being there when Vince called him the N-word in a promo. If you remember that promo when Vince was the ECW champion, he said, "What's up? New blankety blank blank." And Booker T was like, "Tell me he didn't say that." He did that whole shtick. And Swerve called Booker out for that. And then Booker responded with some other comments. So they've been going back and forth. It's kind of interesting. I'll let you guys go deep dive into that if you choose. And then we get to SmackDown. We're finally in the States. Feet planted firmly on the ground. And of course, we're in Chicago. So if we're in Chicago, that means we got to have some kind of made punk there.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up, says he's going to tell us what the favor is. Heyman comes out and he says, "Oh, well, I'll just wait till Roman gets here to tell him the favor to his face." So then we have that going throughout the night. DIY qualifies to be the #1 contender for the WWE Tag Team titles. Get some sad news. Kevin Owens needs neck surgery.
No, it was the Motor City Machine Guns is the one that qualified.
I thought DIY qualified.
No, they were about to win, but Charles Robinson saw Thomas Ciampa's feet on the rope.
Gotcha.
So the Owens thing's legit?
Yes.
I guess.
What it
So
sounds
Owens, Owens required to get neck surgery. He's been having issues for the last 4 months. He did do a podcast where he talked about,
Everything
everybody's
looked good in December, and then one match in January is when he started feeling neck problems.
yeah, and he pointed out that neither one of the matches that you think were the reason for the neck injury were the reason for the neck injury.
Mm-hmm.
The match against Cody and then the match against Sammy, his neck was felt perfectly fine. It was a match against Ray and a match against one of the Usos. I'm gonna say it was Jay. Were the two matches where he had issues with his neck. So he can't go at WrestleMania.
Which frees Randy Orton up.
He will most likely be out for a full year. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine. The way neck surgeries work these days, it's at least a full year and a half.
Well,
That's
according to
year
that's
and
if
a
he
half.
could come back.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
some rumor this morning from some source that I don't think we
PW
all.
Insider, 2 to
Yeah.
5 years.
Yep, that's what That's what I read this morning.
Well, then that means it's a pretty significant neck injury. When it
Either
comes
way,
to-
whenever we get that KO music back, I think everybody's gonna be happy.
when it comes to PW, I kind of listen a little bit more than the other schmucks.
It sucks. It really sucks because in that moment, the storyline was gone. And if that was Kevin Steen telling everybody the business, basically,
yeah,
And
and
it hurt. It hurt a lot.
then
Because that was
Randy
one of the
come-
feuds I was looking forward to.
Randy comes out and acknowledges him and all that kind of stuff, and of course Aldis makes the announcement that Randy, you don't have a WrestleMania match. So what does Randy Orton do? He RKO's Nick Aldis.
Remember
You remember-
a couple months ago with the Randy, you gave this is 100,000. Oh, that's an extra 50 for the next one.
Uh-huh.
You paid that forward.
You know,
Um,
not for nothing. I'd think that match would be pretty cool.
Nick Aldis for Sword. I agree.
I would love to see Nick Aldis full time in the ring, not as a GM, in my opinion.
He is
I-
killing it though as a GM though.
He
Him and
is.
Adam both are fantastic. in
See,
their
that's
roles.
been an idea floating around for a while. Was eventually we were gonna get Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce at WrestleMania, which I'd pay for, because if you haven't looked at the credentials of either one of these guys,
They mirrored.
you're sadly mistaking each other. They're both former NWA World Heavyweight Champions. Adam Pearce is legit as it gets. He just never got to the WWE stage because I don't think he ever wanted to. He loved working NWA in those places.
The only thing I would want is Nick Aldis to have his TNA theme song if he came out and wrestled.
I would imagine he'd have some sort of mixture of his NWA National Treasure theme. But I know what you're talking about there with the British invasion and all that kind of stuff. That Magnus in TNA was pretty fire.
That's what I was trying to remember what his name was in TNA.
Magnus,
Thank you.
yep.
Yeah, his name in TNA was Brutus Maxis.
Because he was in like an authority type stable with Dixie Carter and Spud
Mm-hmm.
and Ethan Carter.
Yeah. Maxis he was always really I always enjoyed him in TNA. I know his name was Douglas, but I can't think of what his whole name was. But they were the British invasion when they first showed up. And they had Big Rob Terry with them, and they were really pretty powerful trio there. The rumors that I've seen, and of course I think they're gonna go play off of the whole Cody thing, because Cody's return for WrestleMania was so big that they're gonna leave it open that Randy's gonna have a mystery opponent until Mania. And the rumors are that it's Aleister Black.
That'd be interesting.
Apparently Rusev is signed.
Be interesting to be a Judgment Day member.
Rusev has
Not
resigned.
Rusev, Aleister Black.
I don't think Lana has resigned yet.
You think
But-
Lana would be
Do we
coming
get
back?
Rusev Day right out of the gate?
No, I hope not.
I liked Rusev Day. I thought that was awesome. When you would go to those live events, that was the loudest thing they would chant before the show even started. Because you know how in the crowd everybody goes woo, or yeah, or Rusev Day was the loudest thing before the show even started. People were chanting.
So do we have
Yeah.
to get? Do we have to sign back that other guy, Eris English, or whatever the heck the guy's
No,
name was?
he's the
Aiden
commentator
English?
for
Yeah, he's the color guy for
TNA.
TNA.
Ah, okay.
More props if you could name his tag team partner. Probably don't
Fine.
talk.
Simon Gotch.
Good
Yeah.
job.
I was literally thinking about their entrance, like
The Vaudevillains. But yeah, I'm more than happy to see Rusev back. I always liked Rusev. I never really cared for the whole Russian character, so to speak, but Rusev as a wrestler, the Bulgarian Nightmare, I'm
think-
all for.
you think he'll be that? You think they'll pull a little bit from AEW, like kind of like the Redeemer thing?
I'm not sure. I would like to see him come back as Miro more than I would see him as Rusev.
Mm-hmm.
Just because at this point in the day, I mean, I know WWE wants to have the trademarks, but that was kind of the old regime from what I've gathered.
I mean, Penta.
Where would you put him on main roster? Would you maybe start him
Ray-
out down in NXT?
Ray
I
Phoenix is Ray Phoenix.
I definitely could. You imagine Jacob
Femi?
Fatu versus Rusev if he was back to being Rusev the way he was originally?
TJ says it best. What about big men, TJ?
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
And
why I
we're
was
gonna-
thinking NXT. I
we're-
mean, him and
we're-
Obafemi would be fun.
we're gonna get there with the big manly men slapping meat because the main event was Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman in a last man standing match.
That was very
and
good.
These two tore the house down.
Hmm.
Almost literally. I mean, I was waiting for a ring explosion to be honest with you, but they overplayed that with the Bronson Reed story. Great match for these two. Jacob gets the win, so it's Jacob and LA Knight at WrestleMania for the US title right
Yeah.
now. They're strongly teasing Jacob and Solo is still gonna happen.
Does anybody? I said this last week. This is still really cringy between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
So what I read was
is
they went. What I read
really,
is they
Really
went off script. They both went off script the entire time, and it was Tiffany's way to get back at
Well,
Charlotte.
Charlotte going into business for herself? No way. I wouldn't believe it.
Here's a good thing. Here's a point of emphasis. Did they go off script? Did they not go off script? We don't know. The ones in the back are gonna tell the dirt sheets whatever they want to tell them to get it fired up. The way Hunter is working these days, you don't know what was legit, what wasn't legit. I can't honestly say either way, but if this is the way to create kayfabe these days, I'll take it. Because it's got everybody in the IWC saying, oh, well, they went off script. They totally went off script. All the dirt sheets are reporting it.
Ludwig Kaiser, the first man of all time to be accused of cheating, and not a single soul believed he did.
I love what he posted on Twitter or
I didn't
X.
see that.
He posted the video of back in the day, Shawn Michaels was accused of having an affair with or a fling for the British Bulldog's wife, Diana. And in a promo, Shawn looks right at Diana's face and says, "Don't flatter yourself, honey." And that's literally what he posted on Twitter. This is to create heat. This is to create the buzz of this match because the original promos they were cutting wasn't working at all. So we're just gonna have a good old fashioned women bickering back and forth about my man and your man, and you can't hold a man and I can hold a man.
Aren't
and-
Just
you
remember-
0-3?
Yeah, I was gonna just say 0-3.
Now I have heard that when you go back and watch SmackDown, if it's recorded on whatever, they cut out the 0-3 thing.
Which is stupid, but okay.
So that line.
Yeah, but it's on
may-
the internet, so you know it got recorded.
Uh-huh.
That line may have been improvised, but
Oh, I could see it.
Considering she bailed out of the ring as she said it?
Yep.
Yeah. So it just lets it open for interpretation. Will they still have a banger at WrestleMania? Yes.
You know what I kind of want to see? I want to see some blood in that match now.
Well, depending on the time of the month.
Oh, Judging
Oh.
judging by
AJ, you gotta ruin it.
Yeah, come on, AJ.
I mean, if you haven't watched Charlotte Flair's if you didn't watch her last WrestleMania match, that's how she's got the new nose. So you
Why
never
does it look like she was wearing a neck brace?
because it
She-
was part of her outfit. It was all lacy and everything.
She was
It
wearing
looks
her.
stupid.
She was wearing something from like the 1800s with a corset or whatever.
Uh-huh.
We got timeless Tony Storm, and she don't look that stupid.
But I mean, her last WrestleMania match got her a new nose. Tiffany could make sure she needs to get her jaw fixed. So we will find out. But I'm intrigued now. I'm definitely intrigued.
Not gonna lie, yeah, you're not gonna, yeah.
Shall we get
Wha-
to the entrance theme, the final
Wait.
four, and the championship?
We got to touch on the favor because the favor was announced.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Tweedledee.
Hey, I am Tweedledum. He's Tweedledee.
Either way, the favor was announced, and it's like when you lose and the Price is Right. Wah wah wah.
Right, like the favor was under. Well, I think you should have kept the favor a secret. It was better.
The idea that the favor is that Paul Heyman is going to come to the ring with CM Punk at
And be in
WrestleMania
his corner.
and be in his corner.
Oh no!
So we're gonna get the whole story played out where at 1 minute Paul's gonna help Roman and then realize, oh, I'm supposed to be in Punk's corner, and then he's gonna.
And then at the
cry
end of the
when
night, he
Roman-
helps Seth Rollins win.
I had to jump the shark, you dick.
See,
Well, if that's the way they're going, they. God, I hope not. That's all
Uh,
I'm gonna say.
I'd rather see him just stay with Roman and just screw over Punk.
I would have. Well, my thing was, I wanted the favor to be if I win, I take the Eulophalla.
Can Chicago have a tribal chief?
I was
I
disappointed.
mean, they
in the
have a
favor.
tribe.
I was kind of disappointed in the favor altogether because I'm like, if that's the way the favor is, it's like,
Yeah.
there's got to be something else to this. Like, this don't make sense.
Yeah, if this is, you want me to walk with you to WrestleMania? All right, no favor needed. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I'm your best friend. I'll do it anyway.
It's just to create that mind manipulation that Punk likes to play, and Roman ain't gonna have none of it. But I still see Heyman screwing both of them and going with Rollins.
Can we be honest that Roman was cutting the heel promo on Friday? Because he
Isn't
kind
he
of was.
supposed to be?
It
No,
wasn't
he's-
so much a heel promo; it was just that sarcastic asshole promo.
Isn't he supposed
Ryan
to be the
does it
heel in
every
all
week.
this?
No, he's supposed to be a face.
He's just that cocky, arrogant. I am who I am, and this is what you're getting. Promo. I didn't take it
I
as
mean,
a heel promo.
I guess
took it as-
is he an anti-hero at this point? Is he?
I took it as
Yeah, he's
whatever.
Deadpool.
I took
Well,
it as what
Steve Austin was an anti-hero. I mean,
I take it as what everybody else thought when he said the favor. What? That's the favor? Yeah, sure, whatever. Who cares? That's what you gave your blood and sweat and tears for at Survivor Series, was so that the old walrus behind me can walk down the aisle with you? Sure. Great.
But
Go ahead.
But he did get pissed when Heyman didn't say no to Punk, and then Roman was kind of like going after him.
It's the whole solo promo again for Heyman. Where he says
no,
that
I
he-
can't. My tribal chief.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think an Rollins swerve here would be great. Because if you think about it, Rollins is actually not a part of this story whatsoever, and now doesn't really need to be there at all. So the only way to bring him back in is to have him be the guy that's manipulated Heyman to take.
Did
go
we
with
touch
him.
on Rhea and Bianca and Io?
No, I guess that was the main event from Monday night, wasn't it? It was basically like we thought. It was double disqualification. Rhea destroys both of them.
As of this moment, has no end to the match.
Yeah, the match ended with a double disqualification. The match ended.
I'm saying she has no end to the match at Mania.
Yeah, but I would imagine that that's going to change Monday. I can't see them not putting her in the main event match or the world title match now.
Maybe they should make her the special guest referee.
No, I don't want to see mommy with a referee shirt on. Are you nuts?
I don't know.
Um,
I feel like she could get pretty creative.
At least she won't make her own costume in her locker or in her hotel room all weekend, and then have everybody talk about it. So
Let's head to the themes.
Mike's down there rubbing his third eye.
Mike's like, NASCAR's about to start in 10 minutes.
Dude, the NASCAR's starting in 10 minutes, but you still got like 300, 400 laps before it's over.
All right,
Yep.
everybody, we are down to the final four. Or the
Yeah,
we're
the
in
Elite
the
Eight.
Elite Eight going to the
Yes.
final four. Shut up. Second week in a row, I messed up.
My
Fine.
name,
Speaking
My
of
name-
Final Four, down with Duke. Bleh.
my name is AJ, and I can't do math.
That wasn't math.
Well, it's because he has to do math on his forehead in the mirror.
Well, I mean, you're doing
Oh.
subtraction the entire time.
All
for a
right, we are
bracket.
starting with the 80s and 90s. The Steiner Brothers and the Wolf Pack. Ryan, take it away.
Well,
Were you
I'm
gonna hide
not
our
voting.
faces? I was gonna say, were you gonna hide our
You
faces?
took
and put
my
the bracket up?
part.
I already hit our face. Oh, yeah, I need to go
I'm
do that.
supposed to introduce these two, and you went ahead and stole my spot.
He
Mike, you're-
sold your
Mike,
soul.
you're not even in the Discord to view.
Oh, give me 1 second.
I watch it on YouTube, so I don't even need it.
There we go.
So we have the Steiner Brothers Steinerized versus the NWO Wolfpack in the house. TJ, you go first.
Wolfpack.
AJ, you go next.
It's Wolf Pack.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping for a split there for Mike, but
It was gonna be Wolfpack in my viewpoint.
Oh, that might be too big.
Wolfpack's back to causing mass destruction.
It wouldn't have
Yeah.
been if a certain other song had made it here.
Yeah. We've heard that shtick before.
Either one of the two songs at this point.
Where are we heading to next?
To you.
All right, Randy Orton's Voices versus Drew McIntyre's first theme, Broken Dreams. Mike Campiggio.
Ooh, this is a tough matchup, but I'm gonna lean a little bit toward Rev Theory and Voices.
Wow. TJ.
Voices.
Oh, wow. All right. Off to TJ
Don't
now.
want to know the guru? You didn't want to know the guru's answer?
Ryan, which one are you going to pick? Because it was probably Broken Dreams.
Broken Dreams.
So we've got Becky Lynch, Celtic Invasion, and Alexa Bliss and Spiteful. Which was like a 3-12 matchup. Guru, since you didn't get to go first last time.
Spiteful.
AJ?
Spiteful. Alexa Bliss going
Mike,
to the
I'm
Final
pretty sure
Four.
you were headed Spiteful, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Wow.
Clean sweep. And
I'm
this
so
fil-
proud of I'm so proud of you guys.
And I'm gonna step away for the next one because I don't
he doesn't
know.
he doesn't know.
don't know.
We're gonna go to my bracket in the 2020s to figure out who's gonna fill that final four spot. So we got Cody Rhodes and Kingdom taking on Rhea Ripley, Demon in Your Dreams. AJ.
People can't see me, but I'm glaring at you.
This is the hardest one. This
I was gonna
is
say
the
this is
hardest
the hardest
one.
one.
Demon in Your Dreams.
Okay. TJ? I'm just waiting for you to vote the other one, so Ryan has to vote.
No wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer.
Oh man. Kingdom.
Ooh, that means Ryan does have to vote. Ryan, you got
Only
the
one of them
tiebreaker.
sings their song.
I'm kind of was gonna say I'm kind of glad my bracket gave the hardest one for all you. I'm kind of proud of myself for that.
Can we just swap out Spiteful for both of them?
Ooh.
I don't know if it works like that, pal.
I don't know if that works that way. You can flip a coin.
And remember, this is like
No.
a 7 versus what was Cody? 6?
Five.
Yeah.
7 versus 5.
You can flip a coin.
Producing the hardest matchup.
I love you, mommy, but it's Kingdom.
That's
Cody
what
Rhodes.
That's where I was. I'm like,
And with that, I think I know who wins this bracket now.
Mm.
All right. Are we doing left side versus right side or top versus bottom?
how are we even doing this? Because like now I have to vote for mine.
asked that.
But now I'm allowed to vote, or
I think
Should
it's.
be.
I think what it should be, like what they normally do, it should be the right side versus each other and the left side versus each other, and the winner goes. They face each other in the championship. That's how it normally goes.
Well,
So-
how we could do it is left side versus right side. If there is a tie, I roll a d20 and we evens the oddsies. We don't have an extra person.
Well, I mean, it's simple. Me and TJ get 1 vote, and then if we tie, you two discuss the tiebreaker. You and Mike.
Yeah, but how do we discuss a tiebreaker? I try to sway one of you guys?
Well, I
or
don't
you
know.
two have to agree.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or whoever has the most votes
I like
at the
your
end of this thing.
D12. Your D12's fine.
Well, let's just get. I mean, let's not make this harder than it needs to be. Wolfpack versus Kingdom. Is any of us taking Wolfpack
It's
over
not
Kingdom?
that matchup, dickhead. It's left and right.
It's Wolfpack and Spiteful.
I mean, I would go Wolfpack on that one.
I wouldn't. I'd go Spiteful. As much as
Okay.
I like the NWO Wolfpack, there's a thing that whenever I hear dun dun dun, I go from probably like 10 or 15 volume to full out max on my stereo system in the car. That is one of the only songs that I would just blast completely, mostly for the bass and how it jiggles everything around, but but for me it's Spiteful.
Ew. Jiggle.
Jiggle.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Just like being in the hotel room during the earthquake.
Speaking of, it's the, like, 2 days past the 1-year anniversary of that Thunder Boomer, or that ground shaking event.
I wouldn't know.
How about this? We have 4 people watching, and I know usernames. Any of you out there in social media land, Wolfpack or Spiteful, which theme are you voting for as we are continuing to talk with it? We need your help. We didn't figure out, Final 4.
I mean, Ryan, do you want Wolfpack over Spiteful?
Damn straight.
All right, TJ.
I was taking Spiteful, so.
Oh,
Yeah, see? See?
All right.
That's why I
Well,
asked him. Because...
Take your D12 dice, and if it's evens, it's Spiteful. If it's odds, it's Wolfpack.
Yep.
And show us the dice.
Hopefully you're able to... Stupid.
Or just.
no.
Do you want me to ask my Alexa?
No.
Because I can ask Alexa to roll a d20.
Your
Roll
Alexa
a d12.
Oh, here we go.
Your Alexa could be biased.
She.
Wow. It is a 12. I don't know if you're able to see it.
It's blank.
Who was
It's
evens?
blank.
Who was evens?
Whatever Ryan
was-
just said.
I don't
Spiteful.
remember.
It was Spiteful, wasn't it?
Wow, Spiteful makes it to the finale. I lose to a damn dice.
Sorry.
I am Auburn.
Oh, that's gonna piss Joe off.
I know. I love you so much.
Well, in the other bracket, as Spiteful moves on, we got Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, which would be a WrestleMania matchup in real life. So,
I probably should just already type it in.
This is my number one dream match that I'm still waiting on in
think we all are.
wrestling. I finally got Oba versus Moose, and I was ultimately satisfied with that, and I want more of it. But Cody versus Randy is the story that I want more than any other story you could possibly think of in today's world of wrestling.
So we all going with Kingdom because that's where I'm going.
TJ? He's listening to the voices.
Why'd you have to go me first?
We didn't. Mike already said
Mike
Kingdom.
already voted Kingdom.
Yeah.
No, you could have went to the other J&J security member.
Oh, Mike can't technically vote.
I can't
It's-
technically vote anyway, so but that's what I would have gone if I could.
Oh yeah, this would be AJ and him, so it's me and you.
Hey,
What do you
remember how at the
think?
beginning of this bracket, Mike and TJ were both like, "Oh, we're screwed. We're
Yeah,
we're screwed."
Yeah, totally screwed.
We need to go play that back.
Well, I
way,
mean, I'm
for
not
me-
the one that made American Made and Real American go up against each other when they could have easily been number 1 and number 2.
By the way, for me, it's easy. It's gonna be Kingdom. I love Randy's song,
AJ?
but Cody's
I
means
can't
way
vote.
more.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. He
it's
can't vote
Kingdom.
either.
Yeah.
And Kingdom.
Hey, I'm just saying, both of them were bitching and moaning that they had to go up against me and Ryan.
Well, okay, in my defense,
In my defense, you were wrong.
In my
Hey.
defense, I lost to a damn dice roll.
this is true, and I never thought that a Hulk Hogan song wasn't making it here. Because I can tell you right now, if American Made and or Real American were here, I'm not voting Spiteful. Not even close. You guys did the Spiteful thing, not me. I didn't have that coming out of the first round.
It's because you didn't give us a whole lot of great choices there, Leroy.
I gave you great choices. You just didn't like them.
I doubt it. But anyhow, now it's Spiteful versus Kingdom. AJ,
Do-
we get to have the discussion.
Yeah, you guys. It's only you guys.
Do I get to be spiteful here? And just because Kingdom bounced voices?
I mean, you
I
could.
swear to God, if you be spiteful so I can go Kingdom, so that we roll another stupid dice to come up with a liar on this.
Why
I'm
are we
gonna hate
dicing? I
everything.
mean, it's the last one. To hell with this. If it's not Kingdom, you're all crazy.
If it's not Kingdom, rewrite it. Put that on the shirt.
AJ, I think you lost my guy. It's Kingdom.
I was just saying I was gonna pick spiteful just because it bounced.
You were
What?
just gonna be spiteful.
Damn.
I can't believe Alexa Bliss made it this far.
Well,
Let alone
we didn't have. There's a bunch of them over there that
Alexa made it farther in this bracket than she's made it in a wrestling career since her return.
we haven't
Yeah.
seen her.
Yeah, we haven't seen her since the chamber.
But like everything else, she's still 0 for whatever at the big dance because she's never won a WrestleMania match.
And she's not even on the card.
Maybe they should have her versus Randy again.
So-
Shoot a fireball at him.
I was gonna say
Biggest-
Randy's wife wasn't happy about that pin.
Biggest upset on the board. What do you guys think it is?
Well, I mean, you know where I'm gonna go. Fucking 1 versus 16 baloney over in the 80s and 90s.
Role model over the head of the table for me.
You're taking the ranking things way too seriously, my guy.
I said that could have easily been a 1-2. You made it a 1 and 16.
Yeah, but making it a 2 means I had to dump Demolition out of 2, and Demolition's theme song is amazing.
Meh. I didn't pick him.
I mean, I would have not put John Cena on my list now that I think about it at all.
I mean, one that probably could have be
I-
considered an upset to outside people is Role Model over Joe Henry.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's another good one.
But I mean, I
I-
can't get over the X-Men song, so da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that matchup lost to a freaking X-Men TV show. You lost to a dice.
X-Men is amazing.
Do we want to go back and redo it?
No,
No.
What?
We want to get rid of the dice roll?
no. I'm
Well, how
perfectly
else were
fine
we
with the
gonna?
winner.
Not like anybody commented in the chat.
I'm perfectly fine with the winner. I think this was the winner from the beginning of the whole bracket anyway. It was just whether Mike was gonna be smart enough to put it in the bracket.
I don't know if Real American would have got here or American Made. I
You
probably
still wouldn't have won because I wouldn't have voted for him, and I'm the Hulk Hogan guy. The Kingdom song itself tells the complete story of everything.
I
Just
mean,
like Russ, just
like I
like
said,
Russell.
I wouldn't have put John Cena in my bracket. I probably would have put The Game and Line in the Sand. in
And just
those
like
places.
WrestleMania.
How did you not have? Like, I was
Yeah,
so
that's
confused
another-
how you didn't have. Like,
Well,
Because
not even
I went into my WWE playlist that I have, and that's how those came about.
Let's not even start with AJ, which ones you don't have, which ones you have, when there's plenty in the 2010s that didn't get put there that probably could have been put there.
And there's plenty in the 2020s that probably could have been put there.
Yeah, I mean, Mike missing one of the biggest ones that's not a WWE song. I mean, Judas Effect could definitely be
Oh,
put
I
in
didn't even
here.
think Judas. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
If
Yeah.
Judas is in Mike's bracket,
is Chris Jericho on this list at all?
Nope.
no.
I mean, that's a travesty.
But Jericho's Judas easily makes it to the Elite Eight
And probably the
in
other
2020s.
side, and probably the other side makes it to the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight.
One of the underrated Jericho songs was "King of My World." That would have easily made it, could have made it into the 2000s.
Well, I mean,
That's
whatever
the-
he debuted with WWE with would have been a 2000 song.
Wasn't it 99?
It was 1999, sir.
I thought the whole
August.
thing was the Millennium. Wouldn't that have had to make him past
No, he
2000?
debuted August 24th, somewhere around there, 1999. It wasn't about being Y2K, it was Y2J.
I don't know. I just remember the thing about the Millennium being up on the board.
No, it didn't
Why
say
I always-
any. It said the countdown to the millennium. But Jericho was the guy. He came out in August. And then The Rock buries him by making the first thing out of his mouth is, "Who in the blue hell are you?"
It doesn't.
This was fun. These brackets are going to be something we're going to do pretty regularly.
Not
we're
as
gonna-
long.
We're going to change it up. We're going to do some different things with the greatest WWE champion, the greatest world champion, the greatest intercontinental champion and US champion. But what we're going to do is we're going to put on the bracket like the match that they won the title on. That way, if anybody's watching and you want to go back and watch the matches, you know where to find them.
Is it the
Um,
first time they win the title or any time they win the title?
Probably going to be the first time they win the title. I think that's more special. And we're going to make it a 12, probably more closer to like a 12-person bracket
Going back
and
to faces.
or 16, I'm sorry, 16 team bracket. We'll probably do a few other things like with tag team. I think a tag team bracket would be pretty fun to do. And we're going to make it open, worldwide open type deal. And
Ooh,
then
wow.
That's
Well-
better for you, not us.
Well,
we
I mean,
can-
it gives you an opportunity to, if we're gonna have the brackets done for us early, you guys can go and see matches from those people. The ones you guys put on your side, you send me the match you want me to watch of them. Even though I know who they are and all that kind of stuff. I think it would be fun, and I think we're gonna do it. I think one of the last things I want to do with these, I want to do a ladies bracket. I think that would be interesting. Mainly from my side because I've got some of the older ones for you guys to watch.
Hey, look, we finally had somebody comment on our show. Too bad it's a bleeping spam on Twitch.
Oh boy.
Nice. But that's all right. I'm enjoying it. You three are enjoying it. At that point, that's all I care about. But I think the brackets are a fun thing for us to do, and I think we're going to continue doing them. Not all the time, but we're gonna put another one out after WrestleMania that I think will be a lot of fun. And then we got a couple other ideas. I know we wanted to go back to doing the game night, which I'm all for. I think they're kind of fun, except for when AJ gives me like really, really bad hints and I can't figure out who he's talking about.
I didn't think I gave you bad hints. I told you I was gonna go from the bottom up, or the most obscure to where the heck you're gonna get it.
Yeah. So I think we'll have some Guess the Wrestler and all that kind of stuff coming up. Along with the like the up to date stuff that we've been doing. I'm working on a couple of interviews. I finally got mobile megaphone or microphone, so some on the street interviews will be happening this summer. I'm looking
See
forward to
Jimmy
that.
Hart.
Hey, do
Megaphone.
you want to talk to us?
Other than that, if you can't tell, TJ's a Giants fan and some kind of weird C fan.
That'd be the Montreal Canadiens, sir.
No, Montreal.
Well, see, look how ass backwards you are. You have the United States Championship so far away we can't see it, and then the Canadian logo up front. We know which side you're playing for.
I mean, but I also sit here with an American flag half of the time draped over my shoulder.
That's just in case immigration comes over.
Oh, really? Would you like me to pull out the other one? Or the other one?
Or the other one? Or the other
Or
one?
the other one?
Okay, now you're turning it into a fetish.
Yeah, I was
Or
gonna
the
see.
pin? Or the pin? Or, the guy who wanted to see the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia?
I'm actually
Who's
shocked
more
that
un-American?
Surprised that's
Well,
not broken yet.
If
we didn't wanna-
anybody,
we didn't want to pay for the ticket.
if anybody's a Kyle
No,
Larson
no, no,
fan,
no,
you're
no,
gonna be
no,
very
no, no.
disappointed.
Not that ticket. The ticket that the cop was gonna give us for being parked in the spot you made us park in for you to go walk over to that Liberty Bell.
You could have gone around the block. Hell, I told you to go back to wherever. I'd have walked.
If anybody's a Kyle Larson fan, you're gonna be very disappointed. Just saying.
Did he already?
He Kellogg's it.
He Kellogg's did already.
Should we let TJ in on the news?
What news?
It's been a year. Should we just let him know now?
I
There
don't-
was no cop. We just wanted you to hurry the hell up so we could get to the world.
You mean I got a bad photo of the Liberty Bell because you guys were being assholes?
Sorry, we were up most of the night.
Paybacks are a bitch.
We didn't even get to do the Rocky race.
Sounds like you need to take the kids and go on a trip.
Sir, I was so occupied with what was going on in that convention center that I could care less about anything else. You were the bozos standing out on the sidewalk going, "Can we see the eclipse?" Oh no, the fog set in, you bunch of marks.
And I
You
made a
realize that was
horrible
like
joke.
the second biggest event that weekend.
That's
Next to
crazy.
WrestleMania was the eclipse.
That's crazy. I totally forgot about that. Was a year ago.
We were standing. No story time.
It's a
we were at
bird.
the
It's a plane.
We were at the Hard Rock Cafe eating lunch. We finally left the convention center. Was like, let's go eat lunch. TJ, the entire time we're eating lunch is, it'll be here in 15 minutes. It'll be here in 10 minutes. We get done eating. He dine dashes. He's like, I'm going outside. He runs outside, and the fog sets in on the buildings, and you can't see anything above the building.
It wasn't the only one. The streets were lined with people just as what the fuck as I was.
So mean. That was the one word you're not allowed to say. Didn't me
Well-
and AJ walk outside and we see the fog, and we both lose it. We're walking down the street. Of course, we only have this much sidewalk to walk on
Hey, we
because
passed Noam Dar and Lash Legend.
yeah, Last Legend, Noam Dar, their Aura MMC or whatever his name is was standing there. They're all standing there looking for this eclipse. I'm walking by like, you bunch of marks. You got, can you see the eclipse?
Bunch of sheep.
Yeah, that's what it was. You bunch of sheep out here looking for an eclipse that you can't see because of the fog.
Somewhere in in WWE history videos, there's Truth and Miz are outside the Wells Fargo looking for it too.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We've taken too much time.
They probably could see it because they didn't have the fog set on the
No, they
building,
couldn't
but
see it
was
either.
great. It was great, but that was a year ago. It's been fun for the year. I'm out. Bye. See you later.
Bye, everybody. Hit that like, subscribe, follow. We got
Go
NASCAR
Yeet!
racing to watch.